in boxing. Man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV. Woo!
All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Somebody sent this to me yesterday from Fight Hub, and Roy Jones reiterated what he said about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford like a year or two ago. He's basically urging Errol Spence to take the fight, and I think a real fight fan wants to see the fight. He explained why he thinks Crawford has beat the better opposition, and people will argue that because they are PBC apologists and they don't know the boxing game. But let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And basically he said, man, make the damn fight. He said, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And he considered Crawford the best. He's not the only one. Buddy McGurk and a few other people, in the boxing world that has more opinion than I, believe that Crawford is the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? And basically said he needed to see Errol versus better opposition. And people say, well, Errol has fought better opposition than Errol Spence has. And no, that's in the eye of the beholder. It depends on how you break it down. Sean Porter had a draw with Julio Diaz. And Julio Diaz, he ain't no world beater. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman, pop, got him up out of there. You know what I'm saying? That's the facts. Everything that Errol doing is what Keith Thurman did 4 years ago. 2016, he fought Sean. 2019, Errol fought Sean. Sean had already had a couple losses in the draw on his resume. 2017, Keith fought Danny. 2020, Errol fighting Danny. So how do we say, and Danny Garcia has had a lot of questionable fights throughout his career. You know what I'm saying? He some people thought he kind of lost to Matisse. I felt he won. He got beat up by Herrera. He got beat up by Lamont. He had a close fight with Robert Guerrero. He's done nothing at 47. For some people to try to say, oh, Danny Garcia, at 47, Bud need to do something. Danny Garcia has done nothing at 47. He was the 55th dude to beat up Paulo Malignaggi. He struggled with an old Robert Guerrero, bro. Floyd said he thought Robert Guerrero won that fight. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, it depends how they spin it. Lamont Peterson was inactive for damn near 3 years and fought once before he fought Errol Spence. Mikey Garcia was a lightweight and he didn't stop him. He struggled with Sean Porter, not the best Sean Porter, not giving you the best that I got. Anita Baker, Sean Porter. He didn't fight the same Sean Porter Kell Brook did, and Kell Brook won easier versus prime Sean Porter. See how I can break this down? This is knowledge. This is watching the fight game. This is following their careers. You know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia paid Victor Postal to step aside because he was scared. Victor Postal stopped Matisse. Danny didn't. Just speaking facts. So you can say, oh, Matisse had went through some wars. He did. Molina, was a war. Provodnikov was a war. But it all depends on how you look at it. Sean Porter, he been beat multiple times before Errol beat him. He lost to motherfucking Kell. He had a draw with Julio that some people think he lost. He did avenge that draw. He lost to Keith Thurman. Danny Garcia, shit off the record, he done lost 7 times, to be real. Some people thought he lost that first fucking Morales fight. So, at the end of the day, Mikey Garcia, I tip my hat off to him. He outboxed Mikey, but is that great? Nah. That ain't greatness. He beat Kell Brook. Kell Brook, like Roy Jones Jr. said, it don't count. That dude coming down 13 pounds and broke his eye. Don't count. They want to use the Kell Brook fight. I thought Kell Brook can get him, because I didn't think Errol was that special back then. But, Kell Brook was piecing him up early on. You know what I'm saying? The only time I really seen Crawford, lose rounds for real was versus Kavaliauskas. And he fought stupid, but he ended up stopping Kavaliauskas. Errol Spence lost rounds in that fight versus Kell Brook, and that wasn't even the best Kell Brook that he fought. So then again, when you put all this into the equation, when you weigh this up on the scale, how the fuck is he the best? And on top of that, if you want to put something else extra on top of that, you want to put some buttercream icing, some whipped icing on top of it. This motherfucker's a junior middleweight disguising as a welterweight who fought as high as middleweight. So he at the end of the day, this is a middleweight beating up a lightweight Mikey Garcia, and still not stopping him. Now we know why he hiding from 54. I don't blame him. There's a lot of killers up there. They ain't got nothing to lose. But when people say, oh, he fought better than Crawford, when you weigh it up, who won more belts? People want to say, oh, Postal wasn't this. Postal, all these white people was picking Postal. All these writers are doing the same thing they doing with Earl. Don't forget, Jeff Horn beat the guy who everybody trying to beat, who Keith Thurman couldn't beat, in Manny Pacquiao. Jeff Horn wasn't grabbing his ribs. Jeff Horn was digging in deep, beating on Pacquiao. So Roy know what he talking about. He talking about the dude who got a really high IQ in boxing, who know boxing, who commentated boxing. And people going to say, well, Roy just hating. Roy said either one of them can win. He said, I think it's a 50-50. Me personally, I don't. I think it's an 80% chance of ass whooping from Crawford coming, but that's just my opinion. We don't know what Earl going to do after the car accident. For people to act like their resumes is so close, when you add all that up, he ain't shit. Then you got boxing 24. Well, Crawford need more fights before he need to fight Earl. Look here. If Crawford wasn't ready, I'm pretty sure Bob Arum would dig in deep. Al Heyman would dig in deep and feed him to the wolves. Feed him to the hyenas. Feed him to Ugas. Feed him to Omar. You know what I'm saying? Feed him to, whoever else, Berto or something of that nature. If he wasn't ready, they'd feed him to them. And Roy know what he talking about. Well, I'm going to listen to a writer. I'm going to listen to a fan who don't even know their resumes. Who didn't even know Earl Spence fought as a middleweight. Didn't know Earl Spence had a career at 54. You know what I'm saying? Who can't even name none of the fighters that he fought before they didn't get out of here. What do Roy got in the stake? What do Roy got in this? What he got? Because him and Crawford share, they share the common interest of fishing. What do Roy got in this? What stake do we got? He ain't with Al. He ain't with Bob Arum. What do we got? This is his personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Just because his opinion doesn't line up with the fanboys, then again, like I broke it down before, look at Errol Spence's resume. It ain't what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? People talking about Crawford being match made. They both ain't fought no punchers. The best puncher that probably Crawford fought was probably Postal. Or, I don't know. Postal, I would think. Because he did stop Matisse. Errol Spence's best puncher he fought is probably still Larley. And it probably would be Danny Garcia. That's the biggest puncher he fought. So it's a lot to know when they line up and fight each other. But, like I said before, I agree with Roy. You know what I'm saying? You talking about a dude that won multiple belts at multiple weight classes, and you talking about another man in Errol who coming down the way and winning and finally unified. It's kind of like Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury never defended a championship belt. This would be his first title defense versus Deontay Wilder. It's different when you champion. It is. But with Roy asking Errol to make the fight, everybody know in the boxing business who ducking the smoke. People can hide behind, it's Bob Arum, and he not paying Errol the money that he want, or he playing. Nigga, don't come ask me for money that I won't pay. That's PBC calling card. A lot of PBC fighters that cross the street, they get their biggest payday crossing the street. How you gonna ask me to pay you some money that your promoter won't? Or your manager won't, whatever you want to call them. We all know. He didn't make Keith Thurman and Earl Spence. So why would he make Errol and Terence? Why would he make an outsource fight? Just look at it. Just look at it in its totality. People talking about Earl's so good. And I get these dudes. I do a live stream. I say, come on, let's talk about it. Right? You get them in the comment section. They scared to come on. I'll call in on the phone. Like, no, bitch, get on here. You ain't got to put your face on here. Get on here and tell me why Errol beats Terence Crawford. And can't nobody say nothing but the same recycled shit. He bigger, he stronger. That's it. He bigger, he stronger. And at this point, he not bigger and stronger at all. He's somebody that's weight drained. He's somebody that can't even knock out a lightweight no more because his leg's not there. He draining himself to make a weight because he can't cut it at 54, he don't believe. That's just the honest truth. Crawford is just stronger and a more comfortable fighter because he fighting a weight that he comfortable at. Now, if Earl can drag it up to 54 and be comfortable, some of the things might change about the stories. But at the end of the day, you never know. Like Roy said, Earl might go in there and dominate and have a long stretch of domination as pound for pound number one. Crawford might go in there, beat on him and retire or go on to dominate. But it's sad. It's sad that a legend got to sit here and beg these motherfuckers to fight. It's sad that the fans making every excuse for them not to fight. That just let you know where the writers at with it, where the publications at with it, where the fans at with it. When you got fans making an excuse why a big fight, he ain't done enough, or he need to do this, he need to fight some more. Do you understand that all the fighters in the welterweight division that y'all consider the best, which they really ain't shit, you know what I'm saying, is fighting with premier boxing champions? People do realize that, right? They are fighting with PBC. Al Heyman ain't giving him a bone after he plummeled through John Molina and he plummeled through Felix Diaz. You know, he ain't giving him no bone. You know, but once again, this is the same guy who couldn't make Charlo and motherfucking Hurd. You know what I'm saying? This is the same guy who can't make Benavidez and Caleb Plant. This is the same guy who couldn't even close the deal for Wilder to fight motherfucking Anthony Joshua. You know, but then again, he sacrificed Wilder, and Wilder got beat up twice by Tyson Fury. This is the same guy that wouldn't make Leo Santa Cruz and Gary Russell. You know what I'm saying? We can go on and gave it to Tank. A fight that nobody in this world asked for. Not one crackhead, no one basehead, not one woman, not one female or male boxing fan. Nobody asked for that fight. Nobody was like, I want to see Tank and Leo. Not in the history of boxing. His own mama don't want to see that fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what we talking about. We talking about a guy who can't make the best fights. A guy that was willing to give Golovkin $15 to $20 million to come over to PBC and sign a couple fight deal to fight Charlo. You know what I'm saying? You talking about a guy that advised Charlo to turn down an Andrade fight. His coach saying, you know, what do we get for fighting Andrade? What are you talking about, Ronnie Shield? You get the WBO belt. Oh, we don't recognize the WBO belt, right? Last night, Angelo Aleo, he fought for the vacant WBO belt that was dropped from Emmanuel Nevedez. They trying to get Brian Carlos Castellanos to fight to share for the WBO belt. So I thought Premier Boxing Champions didn't acknowledge the WBO belt. See, once again, we catch them in their hypocrisy. We catch them slipping. We catch them lying. You know, selective WBOism. You know, and it's sad, bro. And they make all these, Errol don't have to do this, and Crawford got to do this. Man, we know what's going to happen. You know, and if there's a boxing guy, I hope Danny Garcia knock motherfucking Errol Spence jaw into the 5th row. So everybody can understand what marinating go wrong at. You know, I hope he just, his teeth just come flying out. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I want to see the tears down the Twitter line. I'm going to pull me up a cup. I don't know what I'm going to pour me some Remy. Just watch my timeline. Well, you know, Errol wasn't ready. I still don't believe that fight can happen on November 21st. I'll believe it when I see it. Watch Errol Spence or Danny Garcia got COVID and it couldn't happen. Watch what I tell you. Motherfuckers shouldn't be fighting on Danny Garcia coming back. I'll tell you that right now. Not saying Danny Garcia the greatest, but he got some heavy hands. He been training for months for this fight. So, I mean, we'll see. You know, but hey, I agree with what Roy said. You know, make the damn fight happen. But we know who holding it up. We know who fans don't want it. We know who daddy don't want it. We know who trainer don't want it. You feel what I'm saying? And we know who really don't want it. I think Errol don't want shit. Errol don't want that fight. He know what's got me. Brian Custer, what do you think describe Terence Crawford? Skills. He got skills. He gonna go in there and get emasculated in front of all his fans. I hope they do that shit in Texas. I hope they do it in Texas. I hope they do it in his backyard. Do it like Eddie Hearn got them fighting at the Slave Master Quarters. Eddie Hearn got them boys fighting at Candyland. Who that nigga on the high? You know what I'm saying? Beat his ass in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Strip him of his masculinity, bro. I want to see him get beat so bad he do a Prince Nazim. He just loses confidence and don't want to fight no more. I want to see him just beat him. If Danny Garcia do it, hey, I'll take it. If Danny Garcia do it, we popping bottles on the live stream. Straight up and down. We popping bottles. We popping wine, popping champagne, we popping Remy. I mean, pull up, bring a Cuban cigar. We smoking and we drinking. We smoking that smoke, we drinking that drink. Because I'm talking cash shit. Danny Garcia beat him, I'm talking cash shit. I'll be the happiest nigga on the planet. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking all the shit in the world. And then, don't let Wilder get beat again. It's over with for the local dummy box community. Wilder and Errol go down in the same year, within the same month, December 19th and November 21st. Man, all them niggas talk shows gonna start talking about, you know, stripping and how to court women. Get the fuck out of here, man. How to be a pedophile like Jeffrey Epstein and date women 20 years younger than you, man. It's gonna be bad out here. But you know what they gonna say? Oh, Roy was hating, man. Oh, Roy Raccoon, man. You know, Roy Raccoon, man. He got Russian citizenship, man. You know, that's what I think. Mike gonna beat him, but I thought you just said Mike was a raccoon last year, man. Mike be cool, man. I can't stand Mike. I can't stand Roy. Hope they pay-per-view don't do good, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, I can't believe they hating on Earl, man. Come on, 78, man. Man, fuck Roy Jones, man. He got Russian citizenship, man. He ain't no real nigga, man. I want to fight. Oh, I want to fight him in my mind. When I was in the penitentiary, man, I took a 3-week boxing class, man. I can take him, man. Yeah, man. I know. Roy been doing that raccoon and stuff, man. I'll take him too. I know I look like CeeLo Brown, man. From Milwaukee, man. But y'all know what it is, man. Goodfellas Sports TV. We always here for the comedy. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Roy said what he said. I back Roy. Tell Earl to man up. But in God we pray. Errol Spence get knocked out by Danny Garcia. We can stop talking about it. Check our boxing news playlist. Check out Fight Hub for that interview. Shout out to them. It wasn't Marcos giving it. But keep sharing the videos. Don't forget you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook group. All my links in the description. You want to holler at me one time for the one time I'm gone.